Hey everyone, it's Flak. The closed alpha for Battlefield 1's competitive mode, Incursions, begins sometime in September, but many players, myself included, have already had hands-on experience with the game mode. Myself and others were invited by EA to play Incursions at Gamescom in Germany, and for most of us, it wound up being the highlight of the show. I was admittedly initially dismissive when DICE announced Incursions, wondering how exactly Battlefield 1 would carve a niche in the competitive FPS market. And after playing Incursions, call me a believer, because that game mode is going to be a game changer for Battlefield 1. Unfortunately, I can't showcase any gameplay or more in-depth details yet, but it appears Red Bull has some exclusive details on the mode, which I'm more than happy to reiterate since, well, it's now public information. You'll find a link to the complete article down below in the video description, and while I discuss the topic, enjoy some random gameplay in the background. So, let's start with the basics. If you're not already aware, Battlefield 1 Incursions is 5v5 combat on small maps. The first map is a scaled-down and heavily modified version of Giant Shadow. This may concern some players, but the balance on the version we played was superb, and the map only resembles Giant Shadow in the sense of reusing elements and textures from that environment. At the beginning of the game, players will each select a kit during a draft, which producer David Serlin says, quote, normally revolve around a specific gadget and a very specific role, which means you would have to, as a team, build a team to cover all your bases, end quote. The article from Red Bull isn't far off when describing the experience as almost like picking a hero in Overwatch. One of the big questions regarding Incursions is exactly how these kits will work. Many players are concerned that everyone will be using Automaticos or Hellregals, and Incursions doesn't work that way. The article from Red Bull reveals, quote, instead of having a lot of freedom in your weaponry and gadgets, as you do in most Battlefield multiplayer modes, you'll have a set loadout depending on the class you choose, end quote. We know there are 8 kits, each with different effective engagement distances, and some with very specific out-of-combat roles, like Team Medic or Vehicle Operator. In the official Battlefield 1 Incursions trailer, once a kit is selected by a player, it becomes grayed out, suggesting it can't be picked by another player on the team. Another concern is vehicles. Many players are concerned with how vehicles will impact game balance. Both the light tank and armored car are shown in the official Incursions trailer, and having played Incursions, I will say vehicles do play an important role, but they are by no means indestructible behemoths. DICE has spent a great deal of time balancing them, and sitting in a vehicle on the edge of the map will cost your team the game. This is due in large part to the way scoring works in Incursions, which can be a bit difficult to understand at first. To offer a basic explanation, it's kind of like tennis. Each round goes to 15 points, the first team to 15 points wins the round, and the first team to win 6 rounds wins the game overall. Players score points in Incursions through kills, team wipes, destroying vehicles, and holding objectives. Now, this is a simple explanation which doesn't take into account the nuances of the mode, which unfortunately I can't delve into at the moment. However, understanding the scoring system will help your team dominate in Incursions, so when I'm given the green light to discuss it in more detail, I'll be happy to explain the ins and outs of scoring in Incursions. At the same time, a big question many players have is, will it be fun? And I find it rather humorous that most of us at Gamescom were there for In the Name of the Tsar, yet Incursions was literally all we talked about after playing the mode. We were allotted a time slot for Incursions, and as soon as we were done, we all actually wanted to play more. I wound up playing a total of 3 sessions, while other YouTubers played something like 5 sessions. The mode was addictive and a totally new way to experience Battlefield 1, which still retained those only in Battlefield moments and rewards clutch gameplay. Although the closed alpha for Incursions launches in September, it's likely the gameplay will change before final release. Registration for the alpha has ended, so stay tuned for the latest details on Battlefield 1 Incursions. I promise I'll have some gameplay to share soon, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Share on social media like Facebook and Twitter, which goes a long way in helping the channel. Do tell me your impressions of Incursions in the comments below. And to take your Battlefield 1 game to the next level, you can check out the Battlefield 1 Ultimate Utility app with a link in the video description. Thanks for watching.